Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Zealot2Cool. I'm here to talk to you about an extremely challenging game mode I have created. I'm sorry the wind's kind of loud. I'll fly down here, so go away. Give it a minute. So, come on, there we go. So, this game mode is set in the Nether, as you could probably have guessed. And it is specifically on my server because there's a bunch of settings that make it possible. But the goal is to survive in the Nether, only in the Nether, and make a portal from the Nether to the overworld. How does that sound? Sounds like a mess, don't it? Well, as you probably just heard from that evoker, it's a lot more complicated than that. On my server, you see, there are tons of custom enemies, from the do-nothing drow slaves to this fellow right here, alchemists, and you might have saw an illusionist earlier, evokers. There's a lot of big scary things, and also, should probably get down before the wind kicks in. Spontaneous collapse, which is what a lot of that mess back there, look, here's part of it, is. And that's where chunks of the roof of the Nether will suddenly fall. It's very scary whenever you're in close quarters, such as inside of this Nether fortress, and part of it decides to collapse right on top of you. And so it kills you. So, we originally tried doing this challenge with 5 live rule, because 1 life is too hard, and we determined that even that was too hard. I mean, if you want to do it 5 lives, you're pro. 3, you're Omega Pro. 1, I don't know what you are, hacker. But this is hard. Oh, just witnessed a collapse. Usually happens about when lightning strikes, but not always, as I have learned. Now, there's a bunch of different plugins on here that are making this possible on this server. It is a vanilla server still. There's an illusionist. The furthest anybody's gotten on this is 6 out of 10 pieces of obsidian. And yeah, we have little bosses that spawn around. This one isn't too hard. There's much harder ones that spawn. Like the Drow Patrol Leader. That's a mess. That is an absolute mess of a fight. Or the Unholy Construct. I've yet to actually see an Unholy Construct spawn here, but I know they do. When they're just withers with the ability to teleport to you. Because, as if withers weren't hard enough already. They also spawn in Vex. Yeah, I know. Horrible idea. But it's been very, very interesting. Ooh. As you can see, there's lots of variation of the drow here. I plan on adding a few more mobs to this. Some that will be easy, some that will be harder and rarer. But more mob variation. Though there is plenty. There does seem to already be plenty. And one thing that this challenge really captures is mortality. What I mean by that is, you can't go off being some hero all the time. You can't like go, those are scary monsters, I want to kill them, you know. You can't run off like some Fallen Kingdom style, let's stop the monsters. No. One archer comes at you, you're dead. Alright? Unless you have teammates to help back you up. A blaze will ruin you. The ghasts will actually one-shot on here. So you get shot by a ghast, you're done. This little mob group right here is fatal. One of these guys can kill you single-handedly. Let's see, the alchemists, the witches, and the witch and the alchemist are different enemies. The witch is actually an illusioner, and it confuses people. So, you know, we're gonna have to just get used to the wind. But as you can see there was a base. There's been like a group of 4 who's tried this and failed. It's really difficult. It's possible, but it's really difficult. If you could do it solo, you have my respect forever. If you would like to try the challenge, just let me know, and I'll hook you up. This was actually someone's attempt. There used to be a wall here and a bunch of chests. Unfortunately, a collapse set off. Ooh, someone died here. Yo. Someone was trying to live out here and died. Let's see. Blinding 2 sword. We can get those from pigmen. Very, very rare. But it's super interesting. It's very scary, and even with diamond weapons and crossbows, you die. Just as that person did. I don't know what killed them. I couldn't see it. There's several invisible enemies that like produce particle effects, and that's how you kill them. But this is hard. This is really hard. I think I was in here trying to survive at one point. It's a mess. This is after like several collapses in one spot. You see these? This is like really hard to travel in terrain. Really hard to travel in. So, how exactly does the challenge completely work? Well, you get teleported somewhere random in the Nether. You are given all the stone tools in the game, 16 baked potatoes. We used to do 10, but that wasn't even enough food. 16 baked potatoes. That's it. You're told. Make another portal and get out. Now, players have learned after time and time of playing this that some of these enemies drop armor. So let's use this poor man's sword, whoever this was. Could have been Astral. Could have been Holy Faith Knight. As you can see, he dropped gold armor. However, did you notice how many hits he took? It's not good. This guy won't drop armor. Or if he does, he's stupid and glitch. But fish. That's how you get food. You live off dried kelp. If you kill one of those guys and get lucky and get a fish, good for you. If not, well, the main enemy people go around killing are these guys. As you can see, he dropped me netherrack. Now, they have a chance of dropping stone pickaxes, which makes them very, very valuable. There's also a pigman variant with gold pickaxes. If you want to get a gold pick, that's how you do it. Ooh, look at that mob group. Yeah, that would have been fatal. That would have, and at proximity to the base there, if they had been on and that had spawned there, this could have been ruining. This could have ended their run. And I'm assuming this run is over. They're going to have to restart because everything got destroyed. Let's see what's left in these chests. These are placed back down after all their loot exploded. Crafting table and chests. That's pretty valuable. They still have a tree here. Now, to get trees, what you have to do, those drow slaves, the guys with pickaxes I killed earlier, these guys have a chance of dropping pods on. Can I get some? No. These guys can drop planks. Back to not going. Ooh, I love that tunic. Look at that armor. That's actually good armor on here. And the... Where is he? There he is. These guys can drop saplings. Let's see if we get one. No sapling, but we did get a ton of them undying, which is extremely useful out here. Oh, we got a wooden plank. And was that a shield? Oh, it's some broken Dura. So, yeah, if you're going to survive, you have to be willing to fight some enemies and run from enemies. Wow, that's a lot of drow warriors. I'm used to only seeing about one at a time. And it seems they've gotten more common than I remember. I tried doing this challenge with a group of like 3 others. It was a mess. Total mess. And there's this naturally spawning Vex. Here's a drow witch. I don't remember what they dropped. Oh, that piece of ground spontaneously caught fire. That happens. And you have to keep in mind that all these enemies have some sort of abilities, which makes them even harder to fight. You can't, like, trap them, as this group attempted to do. attempted to make a mob trap. They never got to use it, though. They got whooped beforehand. But this entire base is ruined, unfortunately. I mean, they tried. They really did. And they did a good job. And I actually was working with this group. It took them 3 hours. They played for 3 or 4 hours, I think. This particular run lasted about an hour and a half. And they had, like, you saw those 5 chests? All their chests broke and blew up. And, wow, look, lava, you know? So it was rough. This is actually balanced, but it's rough. It is one of the hardest challenges possible. It's still in the realm of possibility. If you would like to try it, there is going to be an IP in the description below. But you better be patient. And now that we give infinite lives. Oh, by the way, unless you call the run over, say runs over, you are still you are not getting your tools back until you are completely restarted. At which point I fly off in the middle of nowhere and teleport you again. You're not going to find a portal. Let's see. Now, because this run is over, and I'm pretty sure it's over. I think one of them declared it dead. Let me fly back. Let's see if we can get the cords. If you can travel to a previous run's stuff, good for you. You're lucky. But I usually keep them thousands of blocks away. Let's see. What are the cords? Oh, we're like only a few thousand out from 0, 0. See, is this the fortress? I think it is. And there's nether fortresses everywhere on here, which makes me very happy. Because they're just about essential for beating this. Now, there are obsidian golems, so they are fairly rare. I'm not even sure if they're spawning correctly. They better be, but I've yet to actually see one. Same with the unholy construct. A few of the enemies I do need to work on, fix, to make sure they spawn. But this challenge is definitely a challenge. I told the server, and I don't know if I'm going to keep it up because they've honestly failed more times than even getting close to succeeding. Oh, by the way, that last run they only had 2 obsidian. They got lucky in one run and got 6. Oh yeah, this is how you get diamond swords, these guys. Hey, look at that, I got one. And it's full Dura. Think about how handy that would have been. Ooh. This guy's bad news. He shoots he shoots blaze fireballs out of his bow. And fire damage without armor is a mess. Jeez, I can't find my way back to their base. Oh well. Yeah, well, if you can find an old attempt stuff, good for you. If not, well, you're joining the rest of us, aren't you? So, what do you think? What are your thoughts? You like it? That's another one in gold armor. They normally don't spawn with armor. I mean, go ahead, try it. If you think you can handle it, try it. It's best to get a group of friends for this. Oh my god, blaze spawners. You can't even break spawners. Oh, there's 2 next to each other. That's ruining. I think the next spawn point is going to be about where this fortress is anyway. I try to keep people near fortresses because they're the best chance of beating this. However, exploring them is more dangerous than regular exploring. Especially because of the wither skeletons. So I try to keep them like 200 blocks away from a fort spawn. I usually will point them in a general sense of direction. Like, I might set the spawn over here. Yeah, this looks right. Where the cords. Only several hundred out from the previous attempt, but traveling this terrain is so dangerous that you need to hole up or be always on the move. And neither seems to work your way regardless. I think that's it for this episode. Nobody has beaten this challenge yet. We got really close at one point, but whew, get yourself ready. if you're willing to try it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, or even see you on here. Don't forget, that piece in the description. Pieces, y'all.